The transport mode is set at the VM group level in Command Center. Navigate to the Configuration tab and Transport mode is shown in the Options pane. By default, this is set to Auto, and the software uses logic to determine the best transport mode for backup based on the type and location of virtual machines, storage infrastructure, and the type and location of virtual server access nodes. In most scenarios, Auto will pick the optimal transport mode, but you may need to change this to enhance backup or restore performance or based on specific environmental requirements. Clicking Edit and then selecting the drop-down menu next to Auto will show the available transport modes, each with very different characteristics, requirements, and use cases. Starting with NBD and NBD SSL. These modes should serve as a fallback when other transport modes are not available. As these are network-based, they will offer the slowest backup performance. However, NBD provides the fastest method of restoring thin provisioned disks. NBD SSL is similar to NBD mode, but data transferred between the access node and the ESX server is encrypted. SAN mode is for when SAN storage is connected to the ESX host. The access node must have access to the data store LUNs that provide storage for virtual machine disks. Data is read directly from the storage where virtual machines reside, without going through the ESX host or transferring data over the network. SAN mode offers the best performance of all transport modes. SAN mode should be used when the host data stores are on Fibre Channel or iSCSI storage, and when the access node is a physical server with direct access to the data store LUNs. NAS transport is similar to SAN and allows the access node to read directly from the network file server without going through an ESX host or transferring data over the local area network. You can only use the NAS transport mode when the access node is on a Windows or Linux physical computer or a Linux virtual machine. If the access node is hosted on a Windows virtual machine, you should use HotAdd or NBD mode. Access nodes must have access to the NFS exports from the NFS server and must have access to the NFS ports for the destination NFS server behind any firewall configuration. With HotAdd transport mode, virtual disks from the virtual machines being backed up are automatically mounted to the access node so they can be accessed as local disks. HotAdd mode can achieve close to SAN mode performance. When using the HotAdd transport mode, the access node must be virtualized. The ESX host the access node is running on must have access to all the data stores for the virtual machine. If the virtual machine and the access node are not on the same host, all data stores must be shared between the hosts and the host must be within the same data center. The media agent component can be virtualized or physical when using HotAdd. HotAdd mode relies heavily on the SCSI protocol, which comes with its own requirements. HotAdd mode does not support IDE disks. With VDD case 6.5 or later, VMware recommends the Paravirtual SCSI controller. For older versions, you should use the LSI controller. A single SCSI controller can have up to 15 disks attached. If you run concurrent backup jobs that include more than 15 disks, you might need to add SCSI controllers to the access node that is responsible for hot-adding disks. Having insufficient SCSI device nodes can cause delays for backup or backup copy operations. To ensure that enough SCSI device nodes are available, the best option is to load balance backups across multiple access nodes. If the backup operation for a disk cannot reserve a SCSI device node, one of the following events occurs. If the transport mode is specified as HotAdd, the backup job will fail. If the transport mode is specified as Auto, the backup job will switch to NBD mode for the remaining disks. The ability to automatically fall back to NBD mode in situations where there are not enough SCSI device nodes or another requirement has not been met is the reason why automatic transport mode selection is the default option, and you should only force the use of a specific transport mode when it is absolutely required.